Hello, friends. Happy Thursday. I hope you all having a wonderful day. This is Gigi.
And I'm Andrea, and we're back with day 3 on our 90-day journey to success.
We hope you got a chance to check out our video yesterday. We shared here on Facebook. We shared with you our life background and the reason we decided to commit to this 90 days journey and our goal to impact the 1,000 people while we go through this journey. And also, we shared with you some of the other accountable partners that we have that is helping us through this journey and our masterminds. And we share with you the benefit of having your own masterminds. And we also shared the books that we will be discussing starting today. And I actually posted the audio version of chapter 1. If you haven't got a chance to check out our video, go ahead and do that so you can get to know us a little bit better. And also go check out the book that we share online so you can listen to the chapter 1 that we're going to start going over today. And we recommend getting the hardcover from Amazon.com so you can actually input this information in your mind and understand what we are talking about. So today, actually, before we start with the book, I would like to find out, how we did. How was your morning getting up? Was there anything changed for you today? I know it's just day 3, but still, do you still feel energetic about your goals? How are you feeling?
I'm still very excited. I will tell you that last night, now you do early morning, I do some things in the morning and some at night because I'm more of a night person. Well, last night, excuse me, it was getting late and I still had some my affirmations to do for the nighttime. And it was so tempting to just go to bed. That's what I wanted to do. But I knew I was going to have to face all of you today. And so I took care of my business last night, and I'm very glad that I did. So that's an example of how accountability works. When you know that you've got to report to somebody, you feel maybe kind of embarrassed or something. You want to put your best foot forward. So having accountability partners hold you accountable, and it causes you to do things that, like we discussed yesterday, if it's just you, you'll put it off because nobody knows. You can pick it up tomorrow. So I won.
That's cool. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you. How's yours going?
Mine, well, to be honest with you, this morning I got up around 2:30 and I thought it was 3 o'clock. So, and my husband was like, "Is it 3 o'clock already?" And I said, "Yes," because my alarm was set for 2:50, but I got up earlier than that and I thought I heard my alarm. So, so when I got up this morning, I did, my routine. But what I changed today, I reported to you yesterday, I only been practicing 10 minutes of meditation. This morning I did 30 minutes.
Yay!
Yeah, I did 30 minutes, but I adjusted the time for the other activities so it works for me. And the other thing I also want to point out is the visualization part. It doesn't work for everybody the same way. So for me, the way it works is writing it out. It works best for me. So
that creates the visual in your mind.
Yeah, it does.
It's created as you're writing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It creates that, that vision in the mind, and it also creates that feeling that you need to have. So that was my morning routine, and it was pretty good. I wish I can get up that early every day because you get accomplished a lot. When you get up that early, you get accomplished a lot. No one is on your way.
I do that at night. Everybody's asleep. Yeah, so I get it.
So are you like a night person? Because some people are night and okay. I'm not. I cannot pass 9 o'clock. I'm forcing it. If I pass that, I'm forcing it. So some people are night people, and some are early morning, so it works out for me. But that's great. So it's
So when you talk
pretty.
about, if you don't mind for a second, when you talk about meditation, I'm sure on Facebook there's a lot of people that don't understand what we mean by meditation.
Mm.
Um, is now a good time to address that, or do we want to address it later?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can address it now. Um, for me, meditation is it really is just I have to shut everything down for me. I don't do guided meditation.
Mhm.
I would just set alarm for however long, and I'll close my eyes and just sit silent. And when I do that, of course, you that our mind is thinking about at that time, our mind is thinking about what I have to do, this thing, that thing, all these ideas. It just keep coming, but I I used well, what I usually do is either I will say like peace, peace, be still,
Mhm.
or I will just breathe in and breathe out. Then, if I give myself 25 minutes or more, then that's when I can actually definitely control the thinking.
Mhm.
But before that, it's a training. I'm training my thoughts.
Right.
Yes. So that's the way I practice. How do you practice yours?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm with you on, the whole point of meditation is to sit and relax and empty your mind. And when you're talking about all those thoughts that come in, well, I learned something this week from our mastermind group that uh, I just didn't pick up on at some point if I've heard it. And that was as thoughts come in your mind, I used to, push them
Yes.
and try to get them out of there. And no, what you really do is you just let the thoughts come and go. You don't react, you don't
Yeah.
respond, you just let them be. And if you have a thought and you just, if everybody can understand, observe that thought, I mean, just let the thought be, don't
Yes.
respond to it, it will fade and another one will take its place. And in time, your mind will clear.
Yes.
And that has been an awesome learning experience for me
Okay. Yeah.
because when I found that as I'm, and even in my daily walk, as I get a negative thought, because I'm a very positive person, and as I
Mhm.
get a negative thought, I'm pushing it away, and I'm actually creating resistance in my pushing. You understand?
Yes.
Um, I get I get this feeling in me like, oh my gosh, I had a negative thought. I got to get it out of there.
Mhm.
And that we don't want that energy that works against you. You want your energy to always be, you want to be peaceful, you want to be in control. Um, so that, I see I keep creating shadow. That has really been a learning experience for me. And
Yeah.
I'm very
Yeah.
grateful for that.
Yeah. That is absolutely true. I did. Yeah, I heard it also during our mastermind group meeting, and that's true because what we don't want is trying to control that thinking, whatever the idea that's popping at the just let it be. And like you say, another thought will come and replace it, and let it. And that's why for me, I have to do 25 minutes or more.
Because it takes a while to
It
get into
does.
that
It
state.
does. When I do 25 minutes or more, then that's when it's like just take over. That by that time, I think all the thoughts are gone, wherever they need to go. Um, but I do definitely enjoy that meditation for me more than like affirmations and visualization, more than that, because I feel like when we do affirmation and visualization, it's like they are the same activity we do on everything else, because they just involves emotions, creativity, so it involves our thinking and stuff like that. Because of that, the when we do meditation, that's just a different experience.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah, it's really good. I am enjoying it. But as you know, it has to be a daily practice in order for us to be able to make a complete transformation.
Well, it does, because it's a like we said the other day, everybody can set goals,
Yes.
and most people don't reach them. The
Yes.
way you reach them is a process,
Mm-hmm.
and it is retraining your mind in order to
Yes.
believe that you even deserve what your goal is. So it's a process, and meditation is part of that process.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So the book,
Yay!
this book, um, it is great book because the reason I come to contact with this book is I was looking for how to pray
Hmm.
book. So, and this book come to be one of the books, actually. And so when I grabbed it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's just like a, different level of way of praying. And what I did is right away, as soon as I got it, look what I put on it. You see it?
No, you'll have to read it to me.
Can you see it? I put the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
So I put the 10 Commandment on it. Um, yeah, and I mean, I like this book a lot. And I'm glad that I'm getting to read it again with you and everybody else. So the power of the subconscious mind, and this is the author is Joseph Murphy, and he when was this book published?
Mine is copyrighted 1963, but
1963.
I don't know if that's the
Oh,
original.
it says, okay, this one says, okay, that's not the one. Yeah, I'm not sure when the original date is. But anyway, so like I say yesterday, it has like 20 chapters and additional 2 chapters. This one is the 2 chapters cover how to attract money. I'm sure everybody wants to learn about that. How to attract. So, huh?
It takes money. It takes money to
To everything, to do
everything.
everything.
It's just a
Exactly.
tool for
It is.
trading. Money is just a tool for trading.
It is.
But it's a necessary tool. I mean, just be honest about it. It is.
Oh, it is. I mean, it is absolutely necessary to have money, because if it is not, then we would not be working. Okay, so I'm gonna start.
Okay.
How this book can work miracles in your life. And I highlighted, this book is designed to teach you that your habitual thinking and imaginary mold, fashion, and create your destiny. For as a man thinketh in his subconscious mind, so is he.
That's right. Our subconscious mind is really who we are. It's who we are at the core. We think we are a certain way, but our subconscious mind is where we truly live, truly exist.
Yep, it control us. Um, and is the subconscious, and he does explain to us later on the different part of our mind. And he, this part, which I highlight also. Do you know what the answer is? He asked. Why is one man a genius in his work or profession, while the other man toils and moils all his life without doing or accomplishing anything worth a while? That hit me. When I read it the first time, that hit me because I felt like that related to me.
In what way?
I work hard to get to a place, but I was not seeing no result.
And you can do that.
Yeah, and I was not seeing the result. And I wanted to find out the answer why. Yeah. And And the other question actually that it was also related to me, I think this relate to you, is yesterday, based on what you say, why is it many immoral and irregular people succeed and prosper and enjoy radiant health? Why is one woman happily married and her sister very unhappy and frustrated? And then he asked, is there an answer to these questions in the working of your subconscious and conscious mind?
And yes, there is. The law, this is a whole nother book and a whole nother topic, but it has to be stated here. There are universal laws, and as Christians, we call them spiritual laws. It's the same thing.
Yes.
Anybody can do it. There's a lot of people that are successful out there now because they are reaping what they're sowing. Those laws that are there, just like gravity. You drop something, it's going to drop. If you jump off a building, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person. Guess what? They're going to be cleaning up a greasy spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just those laws are in motion no matter whether we believe them or not, or no matter whether we intend to live by them. We are subconsciously. And what we want to do is retrain our subconscious mind so that we live with intent, and we can bring those things about by intention. So a lot of people are bringing them about without even understanding what they're doing because they're taking the right steps.
Oh yeah, I mean, until you become aware of this, your thinking, your daily, internal subconscious thinking, or the information that is in your subconscious, you actually don't think in your subconscious mind. You think in your conscious mind. So, is in you, is deeper. So if you don't, if you don't understand this information, or if you never heard of it, you really don't know what you're thinking all day long.
Right, until you start
Yeah,
paying attention.
you really don't know what you're thinking. Exactly. So, but once you become, informed in this kind of information, and you do take time, and start evaluating your thinking, then you will see your result in life. It's nobody's fault but your own, because it's your thinking that's brought it about. So, and like you pointed out, doesn't matter whether if you are a good person or you're not a good person. Is just you have to use your mind the right way. Law is the law. But the one I was going to, for you, that I thought it relate to you, is it says, why is there so many good, kind, religious people suffer?
Yeah, because I mentioned that that's one of the reasons that I started really directing my life in a different path.
Yep.
Is because, and I'll say it again for anybody that didn't watch the other videos, there's sickness and loss and disease. Well, sickness and disease, same thing. Lack. There's so many people that are not living up to the potential that God created us to live. And a lot of people don't even realize, I mean, they're just bumping along through life. And I just really became heartbroken over the fact that people are just, it's like sheep going to the slaughter to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just asking God and talking to him, and it's just like, this doesn't make sense to me. Why would you create us and put us on earth? And we just go through this routine that every day we're struggling to get through the day, and we have bills and issues and all this, and then you die. There's no point in that, and God is way bigger than that, and I knew there had to be a greater purpose and a greater meaning, and that's why I started my search.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you come to understand this information, you become amazed, like I was, by God, how amazing his work is. and you know how amazing I am that he has created me. But thank God to these people that have shared this information for us to be able to use the way he purpose, you know, he the purpose that he created us for, and the way we supposed to be using our mind. We are using it, whether if it is the way we want to use it or the way we are don't want to use it. Most of the time it's the way we don't want to use it. So that was really good. um, and he also like give us a point, like the reason for his writing this book is he say he wants to give people a basic, you know, just a greater the basic fundamental of how to understand their own mind, how to use their own mind a proper way.
And I
And
think it's very important that people understand that your subconscious mind has no will of its own.
yes.
Um, your subconscious mind can't reject anything that you feed it, and it's constantly eating, if you will. Um,
Yes.
it's like, for example, let's say you go online and you order you a pair of jeans and they're size 8. The store that you order them from doesn't care if that size 8 fits you or not. It's going to send you what you ordered.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to receive what you ordered. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the same way with the subconscious mind. It has no ability to reason. It just accepts what you feel. The I don't want to get too deep here, but
Mm-hmm.
it accepts the information that you're giving it, and it accepts it as truth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't reject it. That's why we have our affirmations. That's why we intend to have a great day. That's why we have our meditation in the morning and set those intentions, because what we're actually doing is reprogramming our
Yes.
subconscious mind in a positive way
Yes.
rather than all the negative influences. And
Yeah.
it's amazing the growth. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yes. And he recommend, he say he believed that it is perfectly possible to explain the basic fundamentals and foundation laws of the life and our mind in ordinary everyday language. So this book is really easy to understand, even if you know it's not, I mean it is about our brains, how we can use it, but it is not like complicated. So he wrote it very easy so we can understand it in everyday language.
That's
And
right.
he say, I urge you to study this book and apply the technique online in this book. Which this one got me. He said, which I really believe that. He say, you know, we need to study this book. He say, it will guide you to your true place, solve your difficulties, serve you from emotional and physical bandage, and place you on a royal road to freedom, happiness, peace of mind. And that's what I got out of it. It is the truth. And I didn't study it that much. I just read it and I just felt it.
Right.
Yeah, and I just felt it, and it's just, you know, and he, you know, he is right.
Well, I will tell you that all the things that I poured my heart out to God in search of the answer, I have found.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm walking it out. Now I'm applying all that to my life. That's why I go around, they call me Smiley at work. The reason why I smile, I am so just so happy to the core, is that I now understand there is a design.
Yeah.
It is not, God never intended. He set up this world
Yep.
in a pattern such that we could create.
Yes.
We have unlimited potential and unlimited power that we don't recognize unless someone tells us, unless someone teaches
Yes.
us. We think that we're just ants going
Yes.
around in this little worker mode.
Yeah, absolutely. And he says actually what you he say your inner power, you will open the prison door of fear and enter into a life described by Paul as the glorious liberty of the Son of God.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it is liberty.
It is. It is. Like I say, for me, once I read this, I did say this yesterday. I told my husband, "That's it. I am going to be just like what you say. I'm going to be happy. I have
That's
no reason to not be happy. I have no reason to not be happy. Every morning when I wake up, I have my health. I have my people. I mean, I have everything. I have everything going for me. It's really no need for me to, to be sad, especially when you find out actually what you think also cause another person to feel the way you feel. The way you think, it creates your feeling, and then the other person gets that. And for me, my husband was. And when I picked up this book and I read it and then I applied it right away, oh my gosh, the mood in the house shifted. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was shocked by it. So, uh, all right. So let me continue on what I highlighted. And what he did was he said cured he cured himself over 42 years ago. I resolved a medical terminology. It was called sarcoma by using a healing power of my subconscious mind, which created me and still maintains and governs all my vital functions. So the subconscious mind, it can heal us if we use it properly.
that's
And
correct.
so that's what he used to heal himself. And
And
again, go ahead.
how it does that, you mentioned a while ago that you have nothing to be anything but happy. I mean, your life, there's no reason for you not to be happy. And we both know that since we're broadcasting all over the world, there's a lot of people out there that feel that they have a lot to be unhappy about.
Yeah. Yes.
The important thing to understand here is that in spite of what is going on in your real life, you change it through your subconscious. That's what we want to show you and teach you, is that you change what's in what's before you in
Outside.
real life by changing it on the inside. And that's a process too.
Mm-hmm.
Change it, and then your world changes. I've seen it. I walk it out. I know you've seen it. Or we
I
talk about it
see.
in our mastermind. It's like magic. So don't feel like, I mean, even if you're bedridden, no matter what the circumstance is in your life, you can change it with your mind. But it takes applying. It takes learning. It takes input of good information and applying it to your life. But it
Yeah.
can and will happen.
And and I'm not sure which verse it is, but it says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
That's right.
And that's it. We cannot get away from that. This is what this is about, really. That's what it means. We have to change our thinking in order for us to see the next path of our life. And I have also heard another lady who is also, I will share in the future. She's Christian, and she teach about this. She is um, she's a brain scientist, and
Huh?
yeah, and she goes like all over church, and she is teaching church people to understand. She bring like the brain, and then she bring tree, and she is sharing with them what they need, what God intended for us to do with our mind. and she told them, like, you know, she shared with them the story of from the Bible, and she say, God asked us, you know, I give you life and death, choose life.
That's right.
So, you know, again, you have those two right there just to show us that, you know, he communicated for us through the book. But just we, you know, and when you have these kind of books, it kind of connects the dot for you.
That's right. It
So,
does.
you know, yeah, and I look forward to sharing her in, you know, in the future, because after reading this, then I found her information. Like you said earlier, everything just opened up for you, and it's just everything.
Right.
So yeah. And he says, infinity healing presence lodged in the subconscious depth of all men. So it's all men. It's not just this author, it's all men. We just need to be able to learn how to access our healing power, our happiness power, our peace power. And it is all given to us. God created us, God wired everything for us. We just need to learn how to use it.
That's right.
And he says again, creative intelligence, which made all my organs, fashioned my body, and started my heart, could heal its own handiwork. And he says, the ancient proverb says, the doctor dresses the wound and the God heals it.
I like that.
Yes. And you know, also what it, for me, what it did is, you know, after reading this, I often like will get sick and stuff, you know, and go to doctor. I will tell you this changed my mind also about going to doctor. It gave me confidence. It gave me confidence to trust in God, and, you know, I'll be healed. And, but I know that, you know, we have to also think positive, think healthy, uh, claim what's right, what is our right, which is health, perfect health. That's it.
That's right. And you don't know that if you're not putting input.
Exactly.
Uh,
Even just, like even just taking in, if you don't have in our mind, pretty much, if you're not, if you're not familiar with these things, you don't spend time on memorizing scripture, even just memorizing scriptures and just, reciting that over and over an hour all day. That's a healing right there by itself.
because
And
you're
that's what
getting it in your subconscious mind. Yeah.
exactly, that's what affirmation is. And it will wash off any negativity there is. But if you do not know these, again, is you don't even spend time to study the Bible and to put that, beautiful information. And he says, I'm on the wonders happen when you pray effectively.
Okay.
And he says prayer is the harmonious interaction of the conscious and subconscious level of mind, and scientifically directed for specific purpose. So right there, we have to have specific purpose. And our conscious mind and subconscious mind, it has to align together. So that's our thinking mind, and then that's our deeper mind that has. So what we're saying in just out, I would say our thinking is like our loud thinking. Our deeper is like the silent one, which is that's the subconscious mind, and that's the one we think other people don't see.
Right.
But that's the one God sees, and that's the
That's
one
the one.
powerful. That's the one is powerful, and that's the one we need to clean up.
That's exactly right.
We have to clean up. And so in order for our prayer to work, we have to have a purpose, a specific purpose, which is, it could be healing, or it could be happiness, it could be whatever specific reason is. Then we have to align it. What we say and what we internalize are matching. Then it should be able to, our prayer should be able to answer. And our prayer is our desire. That's it.
That's it. And I'll tell you, the way that I've learned to pray, and it comes from the same thing of visualizing what the outcome that you want. So when I pray for somebody, I don't plead with God to heal them. I don't feel sorry for them, feel those feelings of, I mean, I do feel, I don't want people to go through that, but I don't get involved in that sadness.
Mm-hmm.
What I do is I cause myself to feel excited inside,
Mm-hmm.
and I find it easier to create a visual. And what I do, because we think in pictures, and what I'll do is, if somebody's sick, then I pictured them in my mind laughing and talking to somebody else, I just have a visual there, and I see them telling that person how great they feel. Or, wow, it's amazing. I feel, God healed me. However you want to create that scene, but I concentrate on that. And so I'm sending the outcome rather than begging and crying for the problem. Does that make sense?
So you focus on the end goal.
I focus on the end goal.
Focus on the end goal, and you glorify the end goal, and you bring it to life. You see that person being healthy, and that's it. You don't see nothing in between, because you already know that they are healed, they are in good hand, they are in God's hand. That's it.
That's right.
You don't need to, you yourself don't need to suffer what they are already suffering by feel.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got what you mean.
We're better off. Yeah, connecting a good energy, sending out good vibes, as people say, yes.
Okay, now I'm on the last sentence of the wonders happen when you pray effectively. He says, prove to yourself the amazing way it can help you. It could be, and I believe it would be the turning point of your life. For sure it is for me.
Absolutely.
And he says, everybody prays. Do you know how to pray effectively? I don't think everybody knows how to pray effectively. How long is it since you prayed as part of your everyday activities? This is what I was like so happy to read this book, because I was not reading the way I was not praying the way he was saying it. He say a lot of people pray in an emergency, in a time of danger or trouble, in illness, and when death, or pray when something serious happen, or when something dangerous happen, is when a lot of people pray. But he says we should be praying on everything, every activities.
That's right. Set the intent in our mind for what we want the outcome to be.
And he, because it is evidence, he says, certainly a prayer is an ever-present help in time of trouble, but you do not have to wait for trouble to make prayer an integral and constructive part of your life. So for me, when I, if there is anything that I'm not certain about, now I talk to him.
Yeah.
Because I feel his presence on every, I don't have to wait until it's time to go to bed, or I don't have to wait. No, there is no specific time. Now I just talk to him. If I'm not certain about something, I can communicate. So, what do I do now? Which way? And even with, little things. So,
and see, that's creating a relationship. Huh?
How are you with that? How is your prayer lifestyle?
Well, what I do, and it's funny because now I have to wonder if that's what my grandmother was doing. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was known for always talking to herself. you would hear her in the kitchen, and you're like, what, did you say something, and she's just in there cooking and rumbling through the cabinets and, anywhere in the house, and she's constantly talking. Well, I have found that I now do that, but I'm talking to God. I am going about my day, and I just talk out loud, and I talk to him just like he's standing right there with me, and that built, and my mother directed me to do that when I was a little girl after I got saved. And it has just it's been such a wonderful experience. But now, like I said, I wonder if that's what my grandmother was doing, and I didn't even know.
You didn't even know. Yeah. And he also say what he experiences that he had a hard time helping people how to guide them to pray. So he said the problem usually is how to tell others how to pray. People who are in trouble have difficulty in thinking and acting reasonably. So
that last sentence one more time.
I was reading the problem with usually is how to tell others how to pray. People who are in trouble and have difficulty in thinking and acting reasonably. So if they are in trouble, they don't think or act reasonably. They want to focus on the illness pretty much, or the problem, and they put their emotion there.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
he has
makes the situation worse, because your subconscious mind is feeding off of that negative emotion, and
yes.
and it brings about more negative emotion, because whatever your subconscious mind is constantly bringing you what you want. That's the creative part of us. It's constantly bringing you what you want. And so if you're concentrating on those things that are negative, the sickness, whatever, but instead of ahead of time, especially but ahead of time, you want to have the information that you need
Yes.
already implanted within you, whether it's scripture or books altogether, because
yes.
these books that we study align with scripture.
Yes.
So you want to go ahead and do that before you get sick. But if you don't until you get sick, then you don't want to concentrate on the sickness. You want to concentrate on the answer. And that's what this is.
It's like when you say you want to go ahead and have those information in you, it's like a bank.
That's
it's
good.
Like it's like depositing a saving, in your saving, and you are saving good words and good positive words. And whenever you need them, you need to pull them out. But if you always be withdrawing, if you don't have no saving, if you are negative, what are you going to withdraw? You're going to withdraw more negative. So you want to deposit in a saving and good investing, good words in your saving account, which is in your good mind.
That's right. What you reap, you sow. And
yes.
You reap, whether you sow intently or it's just happening by default. We all are.
Yes.
I mean, just to add one more thing to that, well, I always, whenever I was thinking about what you reap, you sow, I used to connect that to tithing. I used to connect that to how we treated people, all those things. And it is all those things, but it's every second, every day. It's not just when you think about it. It's not just occasionally. We are continually sowing. And we're just learning to be more aware of what we're sowing.
Yep. Sowing in seeds in our mind, which is our thoughts.
That's right.
Okay, I think we are getting close to our time. Got to go back to work. So we'll pick up.
Where do we want to pick up tomorrow?
Yeah, we on page 9. So we on a good page. Yeah, we was going to finish until we only have one page left. But that was we did good. We managed our time very well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you learned something. And we truly want to share what we have learned and what is helping us enjoy our journey in life, not just this 90 days. So it's what is helping us to enjoy our life on a daily basis. And the overall is, I, for me, we don't want to put it on other person. It's not other person responsibility to make us happy. When we become happy by understanding these things, when we know what God made us in this beautiful mind that He gave us, we just need to make sure we are putting the right seeds. So in that way, we can be happy and make other people happy and just live a better life on a daily basis. And that's all for me.
I agree. I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow's day 4.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
See you all then.
All right. See
Bye
ya.
bye.